everyone, it's Sydney, the AmeriCorps Education and Outreach Coordinator with River Wranglers. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to create your own watershed, but first we're going to learn a little bit about a watershed. A watershed is everywhere that a specific body of water reaches, whether that be a lake or a river. River Wranglers in particular is based within the Carson River watershed, meaning we mainly focus on the areas where water from the Carson River reaches. A watershed can be explained simply by creating a shed, like one that you may have in your house to keep stuff in, with your hands, and then flipping that shed upside down, and your fingertips would be the tops of mountains, and right down here where your thumbs meet, that would be the river. And there's creeks and there's a bunch of stuff going in and out of the river, but it's all within the watershed of that river. So today's activity is to create a watershed. What you will need for it is a towel, because we are going to be spilling a tiny bit of water today, but you can do it indoors if you get the okay from your parents. And you're going to need some water, 2 pieces of paper, and some markers. I chose green, blue, and brown to color the earth, water, and maybe some trees, but you can add in anything like houses and stuff when we get there. We're only going to be working with 1 piece of paper at a time, so we're going to start with the first piece of paper, and I want you to crumple it. Don't crumple it too much, just crumple it to where you know it's going to be crumpled enough. So just like that. It's a very loose crumple, and then we're going to uncrumple it and set it down. Once we set it down, we can kind of see some topographical areas being made within the paper. Now, you can take a marker, I'm using blue, and create where you think rivers or lakes will be. So I think there's going to be a river here. Thinking there might be a lake around this area, so I'm going to color that in. And you don't have to be perfect with this one, because this is just to see if you know where rivers and lakes will be. So then we're going to take some water. We're going to find some high points, and that's where you're just going to drip some water very carefully. I might even use the spoon. You're just going to drop water all over your paper. And just keep dropping it. Don't try to drop it where you think rivers and lakes will be. But as you see, at this point, I missed a lake right here. I missed a lake in one part of my paper, but I was correct on 1 lake, and I missed some rivers, but for the most part, my watershed map was correct. So then we're going to take that one and put it to the side. Now you're going to do the same with your second piece of paper. You're just going to crumple it up loosely, unroll it, and then place it down. Take your blue, maybe color in some lakes, some rivers that you might see, another small lake here, maybe a lake up here connecting these. But then now you can also color in some mountaintops. So here's some mountains that I want to add in. And then maybe you want to add some trees, so you can go ahead and add some trees. You can take as much time as you want to decorate your watershed. I just did mine really fast, really quick. It was easy, just so that we can move on. And now what we're going to do is we are going to drop water on here. Again, try to drop at the high points. I was correct in where my lakes are. And that is, and what's really fun is when you add in more colors, you get to see the colors run through your page. But the point is to understand how a watershed works. And with paper, we can do that really easily and really simply just because it's there. It's easy to find the paper. It's easy to create a simple, tiny little watershed just for you, just to understand how watersheds work. And that was this week's activity. And I will see you next Friday with another fun activity.